Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. We are at part 2 of the Scott McAlpin case. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is very strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. In December of 2003, Judge Herbert Donaldson gave him credit for time served, probation, and those lovely good-for-nothing wife-beater classes. 8 months later, he went to her job again and caused a scene. He slapped her and carried her down the street only to be stopped by a stranger on the street who happened to have mace or pepper spray. For this incident, Annie refused to face him in court, and in December of 2004, he got a plea deal that allowed him to be free by April of 2005, and of course, more anti-domestic violence classes. On August 1st of 2004, he kidnapped her when he saw a coworker escort her to her car after an evening shift. He went to the probation office on October 19th of 2005 and called his probation officer a bitch after she handcuffed him and booked him on a failure to appear warrant for not showing up to his previous evaluation. At his hearing for this incident, before Judge Harold Kahn, his probation officer, Stacy Gardner, told the judge that he had verbally abused her. The probation officer recommended that he serve a 10-day week work cleaning the roadways. Prosecutors recommended that he be held for an additional evaluation. However, the judge cited a positive report he had received at his previous evaluation as enough to let him go free. As I mentioned, his most recent case resulted him being issued to attend a year-long domestic violence counseling program. It was located in Richmond and organized by the Priority Male for Positive Peaceful Living. He had been attending his weekly sessions for 6 months. His last anger management class that he attended was just 2 days before her murder. 22-year-old Anastasia Melnichenko was last seen alive on Friday afternoon of October 21st of 2005. She was living with her mom in an apartment in the city, and Annie told her that she was going to go run errands, and she never came back. On Saturday, October 22nd of 2005, Scott strangled Annie to death, stuffed her into the trunk of his car, and was driving around. In my opinion, probably looking for the perfect spot to get rid of her body. On Sunday, October 23rd of 2005 at 11:44 a.m., Park Ranger Matthew Harrison found Scott parked by a cliff near Hawk Hill at the Marin Headlands. The officer noticed that Scott was sitting in the driver's seat of his white Honda Del Sol while vomiting out of the side of the car. Scott told the National Park Service ranger that he had been up all night drinking vodka. The ranger conducted a field sobriety test, which of course Scott failed miserably. After running his information through the system, the ranger learned that Scott was on probation and as such could conduct a search without a warrant. When Officer Harrison opened the trunk of his car, he found Annie's dead body. As Scott realized that he had been caught, he tried to run away but was caught very easily and quickly. Paramedics from the Presidio Fire Department arrived at the scene where they declared Annie officially deceased. The very early stages of decomposition showed authorities that she had been dead for at least 12 to 24 hours. The Marin County coroner determined this homicide's manner of death as strangulation. After he was arrested, Scott expressed thoughts of suicide, so he was taken to the Marin General Hospital where he stayed overnight before being turned into the Marin County Jail and then transferred to the Federal U.S. Park Police. Because Annie's body was found on federal park land, the case first went to federal court, but then it was transferred to Contra Costa County after authorities had reason to believe that the murder was committed in Contra Costa County. Before he was arrested, he had called someone and told them that he had killed his girlfriend and put her body in the trunk of his car. When he was arrested for Annie's murder, Scott had 8 prior felony convictions. And do you know which ones were for domestic violence? All of them. He had served 2 years in jail for domestic violence charges towards the woman that he ended up killing. Before he killed her, he had been served with 9 restraining orders for physically beating and threatening her life. Even though he had 8 felony domestic violence convictions, he had never been sent to state prison.